How to Eat to Live by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Page 36. Fruit is digested better when eaten raw. Fruit is digested better when eaten raw, since being given knowledge by the All-Wise One in the person of Master Fard Muhammad on how to eat to live. We should not confuse ourselves by studying the advice of all the people, doctors, and quacks of the world on what kind of medicine, vegetables, meats, herbs, and fruits we should eat. If we keep getting advice on the above after getting the correct advice, we will never enjoy good health. All will be confusion. As I mentioned earlier, nearly all vegetables are good to eat that have been classified by the scientists who have studied the poisons that the vegetables contain, as well as non-poisons they contain. We do not need to eat everything just because the Bible in Genesis said that Adam, who represents the white race, could eat nearly all of the herbs of the earth that are not poisonous. Our scientists teach us of that which is poisonous and of that which is not poisonous. If we are travelers and are stranded, we eat whatever we can find edible. To non-poisonous roots and the bark off trees. But this is not good for us if we wish to live a long time, because our stomachs are not made to digest the bark off trees and roots of trees or blades of grass and leaves. Our stomachs were not made to live off raw foods, except certain raw foods, such as fruits, which, beyond a shadow of a doubt, should, should be eaten raw and never cooked. When we cook fruit, it takes away the vital property that is necessary for our good health. An apple, or peaches, or berries is better eaten raw than cooked, unless our health and body are weak and unable to digest the raw apple. There is a great need for knowledge on what to cook as well as how to cook it. We can live a long, great, and healthy life by just drinking good, wholesome milk and eating good whole wheat bread, if the bread is cooked correctly. Some people will eat whole wheat kernel, but this is not good to do so because it is the hull of the seed, and our stomachs are not made to digest the raw wheat seeds, regardless of the great property of vitamins in them. The whole wheat kernel should be milled and ground very fine. When you are ready to make bread, add water and yeast to it and set it aside to sour. This will put it in a better digestive state to be cooked properly for your stomach to digest. Cook it slowly after it has risen a couple of times in the mold. This must be done thoroughly so that all of the risen cake or loaf is thoroughly cooked through and through under the heat of the oven. After it is cooked, do not eat it until it has set a day or two. Even 3 days is not too long to wait for it. It is never stale because of age if kept in the right place. Never eat freshly cooked bread of any kind, as it is difficult for the stomach to digest. The same applies to beans and whatever you eat. Cook them thoroughly, but do not cook them in such a way as to destroy the vitamins or proteins that are in them to strengthen and build your bodies and the tissues of your bodies. Some people pull the brown crust off the bread to eat the unbrowned core. But by doing this, you are throwing away the most digestible part of the bread and accepting that part which is hard to digest. Toast that is browned through and through is much easier on our stomachs than the slice of bread that is not toasted. We can live longer by eating several varieties of foods. Never think that you are a great, healthy person just because you eat a lot of meat, white bread, cornbread, sweet pastry, or a lot of peas and beans. You are only taking a quick trip to the cemetery.